How's it going, everyone? Fallout 76 had a panel at Quakecon 2018, and they went over a ton of new information. They went over the perks, they went over PvP, they went over character customization and bounties and just so much more. So in today's video, we're going to go over all this stuff, sort of give my opinion on everything, and just break everything down for you. So let's get into it right after this. Hey guys, if you like the content that I'm making on the channel and you want to help support it, then consider donating over on Patreon. Every donation goes a long way in helping run the channel and is greatly appreciated. If it wasn't for you guys, then there wouldn't even be a channel. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Now let's get back to the video.
You wake up in the vault, it's Reclamation Day. We have a full, customize your character like we've had before. It's even better now. And you get to take your ID badge. We've added this photo mode in the game that's really cool.
The photo mode allows you to change your field of view, zoom in, zoom out, and you'll see all the filters that are coming up. You can do this both here when you take your badge. It's like a training tutorial for it. And then you can do it anytime you want out in the wild with your friends, with dead enemies, with alive enemies. We have also added this to our load screen system. There's not a lot of loads in our game, but when you fast travel, there's a little one. And so any of the pictures you've taken there will pop up like a random deck along with our curated photos. This came out of a game jam. We do these game jams in the middle of projects to see what new features we want to try to add in. And this was one of our favorite ones.
All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I think this is pretty exciting. Just the fact that they updated the character customization, obviously, like they said in that little clip. But the fact that you can just change your appearance anytime you want is pretty cool. That way, if I make a character at level, like at the start of the game, and then at level 25, I'm like, I kind of want to change the way that I look, then I can do that. And I think that's pretty freaking sweet. And the photo mode, I think that's pretty cool too. So for those people that want to take cool screenshots, or if you kill an epic monster or something and you just want to like show it off to everybody, or upload it to your like Xbox feed or your PlayStation feed or whatever, just to sort of show off your achievement, I think that's a pretty sick idea. But I also really like the feature that they're adding, where this photo mode, the pictures that you take, they become your loading screen. So if I take a picture of this really cool creature or something, or my settlement that I build, I can just make that my loading screen. And I think that's a pretty cool feature, where I can just choose to look at whatever I want while it's loading. Now they said that there isn't very long loading screens. They said that the only time it's really going to load is if you fast travel. So I think that's a pretty huge improvement, since everything's going to be open world and stuff, and you're just going to have to like walk everywhere. Now I wonder, I would imagine it acts like most Fallout games, where if you like enter a building or something, there's probably going to be a loading screen too. But yeah, hopefully there isn't as many loading screens as there was before, or they don't take nearly as long to load like they did in Skyrim or something.
So you get if you hit level 2, when you step out, you kind of complete the initial vault thing. And the first thing you do when you level up is pick a special that you want to increase. If you played previous Fallouts, we have all the 7 specials. And after you pick the one you want to increase, you then pick a perk in that special. So here we're choosing Gladiator, which is a melee perk. And then that is a card. As you can see, the perk system, the perks are cards. And then you equip those, and every special is a pool of points for the cards you want to equip. And each card has, I don't want to say mana cost, but a point cost for how powerful that card is, and do you have the right special for equipping it.
Right. And
okay, this is a level up to level 4. So we picked some more cards, but we wanted to show you how the cards themselves rank up.
Okay.
So you can pick that card again. So by picking Gladiator again, you can then combine that card with the other one to create a more powerful version, but it costs more points.
Right.
So sometimes you may decide, well, I only want the 1-point version equipped for my character build versus the more powerful 2-point version, because I'm using my strength stats in some other way. So here we are, and you'll see a character that's much further along. Picking Charisma. We can talk about Charisma, is interesting.
Yeah.
Here's a perk that lets mutations act better with groups. And so you can pick any perk that you meet the requirements for when you level up. There's no randomness there. And here's what it looks like with a character that's further along. We've upped the cap for each special to 15 from 10. That allows better balance for which cards you're equipping. And the cards right now go from 1 point up to 5 points in power. And then as you level up, more cards become available.
Okay, so I'm kind of on the fence about this whole new perk system. Now, it sounds good, like as they're talking about it, obviously, because they want it to sound good. But when you sit and you think about it, like a lot of people play these, like Skyrim and Fallout and stuff, because the goal is to get as many points as possible. Now, it makes sense for them to like cap you, because the cap is 50. Like you can't get any more special points at once you hit level 50. Well, each part of the special has a cap at 15. So strength, you can only put in 15 points, and charisma can only have 15 points, and science can only have 15 points. So if you can only put in 15 points and the max is 50, I mean, that means you can only have like, so you could only have probably about 7 points per attribute. So if you can only, so say I want it completely balanced and I put 7 points into strength, then I have to pick my cards depending on how that goes. Now, they didn't say anything about if you want to go back. Like, say I put all my points into strength and then I decide that's a bad decision. They didn't say if you have to start a new character or what if you want to do that. All they said was that you can get new cards. Like, you can unequip and re-equip whatever cards you want to sort of have a unique loadout, and you can change them at any time. So if I want to hide behind like a tree or something, then I can do that and just swap out my cards. And you have to choose your cards based off of your situation. So if you're playing by yourself, then it might make more sense to have like a higher carry weight or exploration kind of perk cards. And then if you're taking the time to build, then it might make more sense to have like building perk cards and stuff. And then when you're playing in a group of friends, it makes more sense to like have cards that you can share. And like say you're going to go out on an adventure and hunt a specific monster, then it would make more sense to equip your like strength cards where you can do more damage and stuff. But with the cap being at level 50, you're kind of limited. So say late in the game, I'm level like 74 or something. Like, you can continue to earn cards after you hit level 50. Like, you can be level 83 or 70 or whatever, and you can still get new cards. But if you have all your points put into strength and you don't have any into your intelligence, then what good do these cards do you? So I need a little bit more of an explanation of how that might work, and if you can sort of switch out your perk points, because I don't really want to make a new character and grind all that much just to try out all these different cards. So hopefully they explain that more into the future.
We do have gold. That one's great. We have gold cards that animate. Of course, you get a joke and a stick of gum.
Nice.
And the gum, actually, for fun, is a very slight. It reduces your hunger for a while if you chew the gum.
Nice.
And so they're a ton of fun. When you hit that level and you're like, oh, it's level 6. All right, I get a pack. You get to pick your regular perk and then also see like, okay, I got these other ones. Is there something I want to swap out?
But I do like how you can, like there's a team dynamic and you can share your cards with your friends and you can all benefit from certain cards. So if my buddy wants to focus more on strength and charisma, then he can just share his strength cards with me and say, I want to focus more on building. Then I can build me and my friends like a really epic base, and he can equip all his strength cards, and then we can go out and fight together, and then when we get back to base, we can all build together with my cards. So I think that's a pretty cool feature that they're adding.
You know, speaking of the vault, going back to PvP, it doesn't kick in until level 5. So that gets people into the game a little bit and understanding it before people start saying, hey, do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Because otherwise, they'll just hang out, because everyone comes out of the vault. So you would just like set up your camp on all the turrets. That happened for a while. You're like, I'm really excited, I got the game.
Remember, for people who have more questions on PvP and can already see some exploits that might not be fun, we do allow you to ignore and block players too. So you can actually, when you die, or at any time, honestly, but especially when you die, we have an option there for if you're just done with that, you can ignore them for that session. Then they can't see you on the map. They won't be able to still mess with you generally unless they can find you. But this is a very big game. It's very hard to find people unless you know exactly where they are. You can fast travel easily. We also are entering a Pacifist Flag, so your bullets won't do that slap to people. So you don't have to worry about, I'm fighting something, some idiot jumped in front of my bullets and tried to get me in PvP. We're allowing you to turn that off too.
People were abusing that in the studio.
Yeah.
The Pacifist Flag.
Well, no, they would wait till you go shoot a creature and they would jump in front of the bullet.
Right.
So when this game was announced, there was a lot of people that were pretty skeptical about this whole announcement about how this game is going to be just PvP. And there's been tons of questions and like, how's it going to work? How are you going to be able to deal with griefing? What about the nukes? And it's nice that they had this this conference to sort of just explain a lot of these things. So like you said, PvP starts at level 5, so you don't have to worry about coming out of the vault and getting spammed over and over and over again. So that's nice. And I'm pretty sure there's a like wide area that protects the vault, kind of like a shielded area, so you can't like lay down turrets outside the vault too. I mean, I don't know why you would if you can't kill the doobies that are coming out of it anyway, but yeah, so you can't grief new players, so that's nice. And then there's this PvP sort of slap damage that they said that there is, where you initially shoot somebody, and then after that initial shot, it does like less damage. And then if that person wants to respond, then it turns into a little PvP battle, and it's all fair game, and you just kill each other. But if that person, like if you shoot them and they're not interested, and then you just keep shooting them and kill them, then you get a bounty on your head, because, I mean, it punishes you for doing that. So you can just be a douchebag, but you don't really gain anything other than the satisfaction of killing them, because when you die, you don't lose your loot, you don't lose your weapons or your armor or anything. All that you lose is your scrap that you're carrying. So if you're out on a mission and you're collecting a bunch of junk so that you can build on your base and you get killed, then all you lose is your junk. So you have the option to go back and pick up that junk if you died, but you don't lose anything that significant. So if you're going to be a douchebag and just kill somebody, then you get a bounty on your head that everyone on the map can see, and then if people choose to hunt you down, they are hidden from radar. So say I kill my friend and then my friend gets angry. Well, then he can hunt me down and I won't see him on radar, so he can get revenge on me. So I think that's a pretty cool aspect. And then if you have a bounty on your head and people kill you, that comes out of your caps. So if you're going to be a douchebag and then people hunt you down, I mean, you're going to pay for it out of your cap pool. So, I mean, you really have to be careful if you're going to hunt people down. Another thing that I thought that was pretty sweet was this passive mode, where you can just completely ignore PvP in general. You can put on this passive flag, and then just people can't hurt you, and then you can farm whatever, or you could build whatever, and you don't have to worry about PvP. So you can have the single player experience. You just have to go into passive mode, which is pretty nice. But I think one thing that a lot of players aren't going to like is the fact that there's no NPCs. I mean, other than the fact that there's like monsters and stuff, but not going into towns and interacting with people, I think is going to be pretty weird, and it's going to be something to get used to. I mean, it sounds to me that this is just nothing but an exploring game with your friends, where you just build stuff and collect different items and stuff. So it's going to be pretty different to get used to. It sounds like it's a Fallout game with just the exploration part of it, which I don't know. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it sounds okay from everything they're saying. Like, I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm excited for it. I want to see how it interacts like with my friends and stuff, but I'm extra excited for it because I went to school in Morgantown at WVU, and that is in this map. So like this like, I'm from West Virginia, so this whole area in this game, I'm used to these locations, so it's going to be extra cool for me because I get to see Fallout's take on the areas that I knew my entire life. So I think that's extra cool for me. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for this game? Are you excited for these new changes? Are you let down by these changes? I mean, I saw in the comments that a lot of people were pretty angry about these changes and how there's no NPCs or anything. But as always, if you guys made it this far into the video, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, let me know down in the comments below. Give me your opinions on this. And that's going to do it for me, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.